False flag alert. Trust me, you'll want to watch this until the end. First things first, I will condemn the killing of any civilian, especially children. Point blank, period. And that's all I'll say on the matter. So as we all know by now, 24-year-old male Naveed Akram and his father, 50-year-old Sajid Akram, were apparently the two Bondi Beach attackers that attacked Jews celebrating the first day of Hanukkah. Jews like this rabbi here, who was one of those killed.
Prominent Jewish rabbi supportive of Israel's war in Gaza among Sunni victims. In pics, Rabbi Eli Slanger sharing meal with Israeli soldiers. Rabbi with Israeli ties identified as first victim of Sydney attack.
And this guy, who was injured during the attack and is being used as the face for sympathy in a viral anti-Semitism campaign all over the internet. A man who lied about being a survivor of October 7th and is now trying to clean up his statement. A man who I knew looked very familiar. This is Arsen Ostrovsky, a Ukrainian settler who moved to Israel to be one of the most despicable lawyers, quite literally fighting the legitimacy of the ICJ for calling what Israel was doing back in July 2024 a plausible genocide, and the ICC for issuing arrest warrants for war criminals Benjamin Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant. He has continuously spouted lies that have been debunked about rapes on October 7th and constantly glorifies the IOF in Israel. And while this happened on Bondi Beach, this is how the Israeli occupation forces celebrated their first day of Hanukkah, by lighting a makeshift menorah on top of the Indonesian hospital in Gaza that Israel has completely destroyed to the point where it's a completely non-functioning hospital, and lighting a menorah with background of rubble in the Tulkarem refugee camp that Israel destroyed. Was any of this featured in Western news media? Nope. How about the fact that in under 24 hours, 14 Palestinians died of severe cold, including months-old infants, as the Zionist blockade on Gaza denied them from mobile homes lining outside of Gaza and basic warmth necessities, the least being clothing. All while the storm destroyed 3,000 tents, none of which can be replaced due to Israel's blockade. Nope, no news of that either. But I digress. Both Bondi Beach shooters were reported to be of Pakistani origin. And as always, Western news media immediately latches onto this fact and automatically calls them terrorist Pakistani Muslims. Only this time, all these news outlets got notoriously embarrassed when everything backfired after they reported these incendiary, hate-mongering headlines, as they came to find out that the hero that stopped the shooters and saved hundreds of lives, hundreds of Jewish lives, was none other than a Muslim Lebanese man named Ahmed El-Ahmed. I could not have asked for a better name for this hero. Western media out here looking like a bunch of absolute fools now. And do you think they revised their dehumanizing headlines, or better yet, reported that it was a Muslim man that saved the lives after they learned all of this? Oh no. They called the Muslim hero a fruit shop owner, a bystander, or simply a hero with no other classification. Muslim is quick to hit the headlines when it suits their demonizing needs, yet vanishes when Muslims are the heroes. But now it's on public display for the whole world to see. And the best part? This idiotic, worse than Nazi clown goes on a podium and blatantly lies, saying a Jewish man stopped the shooters and that a Jewish man was the hero. The cringe level of embarrassment is astronomical. And look at this incendiary, irresponsible reporting allowed from the well beyond complicit New York Times. Bondi Beach is what globalized the Intifada looks like. This is absolutely disgusting, as it attempts to point the blame directly at Palestinians. This shit has nothing to do with Palestinians. The New York Times and all you other racist-ass news outlets out here sounding like a bunch of racist white supremacists of the United States, where they see a Palestinian and immediately say, all you Pakistanians need to go back to Pakistan. Palestine is not Pakistan, you fucking idiots. These racist demonizers love to latch on to Arab words to make them sound evil and demeaning. Intifada simply means uprising or resistance, such as uprising and resisting against your occupiers, where globalize the Intifada is a global call to join the Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip. That's all it means. Yet Zionists love to falsely claim that it's a calling to erase all the Jews. But that's beside the point. You guys hear about all the other information that didn't make the news? How the son Naveed Akram's name was searched from Israel, with the search results at its highest point 5 days before the Bondi Beach shooting. In fact, his name was searched 9 times, 24 hours before the shooting. And just like every time, Google has just recently scrubbed all of these results from existence. Did you know that there are now reports that the shooters pledged allegiance to ISIS and that police found an ISIS flag in their car? This ISIS and this ISIS? You know, the ISIS-affiliated Israeli-backed gangs that Israel arms to kill Palestinians in Gaza? Ever wonder why the Islamic State, or what they call ISIS, has never attacked Israel and only attacks Western countries like the US and the UK? Yup, I think we all know what's going on here now. And if not, I'll just say it plainly out loud for you. Israel is to ISIS, as ISIS is to Mossad, as Mossad is to CIA, as CIA is to ISIS. Say that 10 times real fast. Did you know military professionals have extensively analyzed the footage of the main shooter, the son Naveed, an unemployed bricklayer from Sydney, and have come to the conclusion that he has been trained militarily as he shoots precisely and reloads with complete ease? And that the gun he is using has passed NATO tests for military-grade reliability? And then there's the Israeli society that thinks anti-Semitism is a joke to be toyed with and weaponized in order to drive Jews to their non-Semitic racist apartheid ethno-state, where they are welcoming anti-Semitism all over the world as a means to having Jews flee to Israel. Don't believe me? Listen to this, which was televised on live Israeli TV and podcast.
כמו שאני אגב, ואני אמרתי את זה 1000 פעמים, תומך באנטישמיות.
מה זאת אומרת?
אני בעד שהאנטישמיות בעולם תגדל, שכל היהודים יברחו לפה.
אתה יודע שזה לא מציאותי.
ברור שזה מציאותי.
לא, זה לא מציאותי.
מה זאת אומרת זה לא מציאותי?
אתה יודע, אנשים, יש להם עסקים,
לא, אני לא כולם.
זה לא פשוט.
יש מספרים, אי אפשר להתווכח איתם. כשיש עלייה ברמת האנטישמיות בצרפת, הגיעו לפה כבר 10,000 יהודים צרפת.
אני איתך, אבל שכולם יעלו, בוא.
זה הכל.
יהיה מקום לכולם.
נסדר, נצטופף. אני ציוני מהסוג הישר, אני חושב שהיהודים צריכים להיות בישראל.
So just remember, when you witness those that are driven to such violence towards a population that claims 90% of their people are Zionists, Zionists that are openly genociding and holocausting a population, or openly celebrating and cheering on the genocide and holocaust of a population, all under the guise of Judaism, just know that the Zionists themselves, through their beloved ethno-state of Israel, have created practically all anti-Semitism we see on this earth today. Anti-Semitism that should no longer be called anti-Semitism, as it is directed towards mostly Jewish non-Semites that hail from Europe, all over the world. So I'll rephrase, the source of practically all anti-Jewish rhetoric and actions, along with much of the anti-Muslim rhetoric and actions we are witnessing today, come directly from the Zionists and their demonic terror state. You have made this world unsafe for all Jews on this planet, whether you are the supremacist kind or the ones that fight for a free Palestine. Israel did this, and that's the common enemy we all have right now. Good night.